Okay, this is not working out. I'm in Hanoi for a filmmaking workshop.
One eternity later.
I have been sitting on this video for the whole of June for reasons that I will go into as we go along. Basically, sometime in March, April, I joined a film contest at the last minute. I've just accepted that this is my life now and somehow made it to the finals. And they flew us to Vietnam for a filmmaking workshop and then sent us back in June to improve our videos. Great news, I found out last week that I won! Second place! And I was supposed to be at the awarding night in Laos on Friday, but I'm going diving tomorrow, so... Anyway, second place is a pretty big improvement considering that my original video looked like a total train wreck. But it also looks really different from the final video, thankfully, which I will show you at the end of this video, I guess. So obviously that filmmaking workshop did its magic, and I really wanted to share with you guys the things I learned there, experienced there, it being my first solo trip overseas as well, and so let's just get to it! On our first night, actually more like day 0, only a few of us were already in Hanoi, so we went out to get the most authentic Vietnamese experience, aka eating pho. So this is Nadira, Mickey, and Elia, and from that night when we met, I just knew that we were gonna hit off because we all love film, we love telling stories, and you know, when people like the same things as you, it's just like, ah! And I think we really bonded over almost getting killed in Vietnamese traffic for bubble tea. Wait a minute!
Lost one life.
Yeah! Oh my goodness!
There's only 8.
Oh gosh. When you meet someone who's willing to stick their neck out for bubble tea, you stick with them because they've got their priorities straight. The next day, aka the official day 1, I met with all the other finalists from ASEAN and we took a bus to the Vietnam Journalist Training Center, which is where all the learning action happened, but your girl was busy taking notes, aka she did not film most of the action. But anyway, the first day was mostly a review of all the finalists' videos. I kinda got roasted, but I also deserved it.
But I'm not a victim, I grow from it and I learn.
And I did learn some pretty good tips. Number 1, get your message to stick. So what is your message? It is the one-line summary of your video, and it needs to pop up as a theme throughout your videos, and don't be cliche. That in itself is a cliche, but everyone does have their own story to tell, so what makes you stand out is being personal. But at the same time, you gotta be relatable. Are there any key themes or references that make your audience go, oh, I get that, or that's a total mood? I can't believe it, I just said mood in an IRL conversation with myself. Also, I learned how to peel a rambutan for the first time. What kind of Southeast Asian am I? It's basically like gouging someone's eye out, not that I know what that's actually like. On that night, we went to the famous Obama Bun Cha place in Old Quarter, which is where Obama and Anthony Bourdain had dinner once. Bun Cha is basically a huge mound of rice vermicelli served with a bowl of papaya soup that has really nice meat in it, and you just smoosh them together. Yeah, it's great, but it also throws you into a food coma, so that was the end of my day 1. On day 2, we had some actual hands-on filming stuff where we learned about continuity shots and not crossing the line. Basically, we learned something called long shots, mid shots, and close-ups, which are a variety of shots to establish where you are. Because they're all different shots, you need to make them look like they were one shot, so it's really important to adjust your lighting, your sound, and you know, making sure that if a hand waves, it looks like it's waving in all the different shots. So after the classroom stuff today, we also went to the Voice of Vietnam, which is like this major broadcasting network in Vietnam. Because of spatial constraints and stuff like that, only 2 of us could go onto the radio show, and we settled it like the mature adults that we are.
2, go up. 2.
At night, Anna, who's our Vietnamese finalist, brought us to this amazing banh mi place. Banh mi is basically buns and meat. There's drilling outside, I'm really sorry for that, but like, I'm trying to get all this done because I'm flying off tomorrow. If you love baguette, then you're gonna love banh mi. And well, it's my favorite dish because I really love bread. Well yeah, that concludes day 2. On day 3, we basically had like a city is our classroom sort of thing, and we went to different locations in Hanoi. Allow me to explain what we learned. Okay, so for every scene, you should take a long shot, mid shot, and a close-up to spice things up. Try to do like the rule of thirds thing for all of your scenes because that's satisfying AF. And then when you're recording, make sure you hold your shots for at least 10 seconds so that you have enough stuff to trim later. And cutting points are points where something changes in your shot. So for example, someone raises their hand, and that gives you a motive to cut your shot. For a 30-second sequence, you're gonna need about 20 to 30 shots, and I had that, and that was hell to edit, which is why this is only coming out 2 months later. 3 months. Locations-wise, we went to Wallow Prison, which is where political prisoners were held during the French era, and also American prisoners of war during the Vietnam War era. And then we also visited the Temple of Literature. Visiting it is like a rite of passage for students because it gives them good luck, and also it has a lot of turtles, which is awesome because I love turtles. Turtles are great. We also visited the Trấn Quốc pagoda, which is the oldest pagoda in Hanoi. That's over 1,450 years old, so that's pretty damn old. Oh my god, Vicky!
How are we doing?
Great! On day 4, I'm proud to say that we officially became really good at crossing Vietnamese roads. We visited this really crowded marketplace. It was really colorful and also claustrophobic. I've never been good at shopping at these places because I'm really bad at bargaining because I am non-confrontational AF. But I bought a bunch of turtle stuff because turtles are great. I was really glad when that ended and we went to the hoàn kiếm lake, which is that lake with the gorgeous red bridge and a bubble tea store nearby, so you can guess what I did there. At night, we went to the Lotte Tower, which is this 65-floor building. It's the second tallest building in Hanoi. Obviously, I was a total chicken about it, but... Thanks, Charlie. It was really sad when it all ended because it's really amazing to be with people who get it. It's really the people that make the experience awesome, and it's not like we'll see all of us, like all 10 of us together again anytime soon. So cherish the time you have with people who make you feel alive. Oh yeah, right, I'm supposed to tell you about like my final video. So my video is up on the ASEAN page. I will link it down below. If you have any questions about the competition or film in general, I need to stop hitting things, but yeah, still trying to get into the groove of things. Let me know if there's stuff you want to see and stuff you want to talk about and stuff you want to ask. All of that stuff. Thanks. See ya.